Hi friends, today I'll tell you about a plane crash where dozens were lost at sea, yet some survived for 13 long years. October 15th, 1995, a giant of the skies, a double-deck luxury jet known as Pan Am Flight 6, prepared to leave Hawaii for San Francisco. 70 passengers and 7 crew stepped aboard, unaware that this flight would change their lives forever. Some read books, others watched the endless Pacific Ocean below. Dreams of tomorrow filled the air. But peace shattered in an instant. 4 masked men rose from their seats. The aircraft had been hijacked. Panic spread like wildfire. Screams echoed through the cabin as fear gripped every heart. On the ground, controllers received the nightmare message: Flight 6 was under attack. And then, 5 minutes later, the jet vanished from radar completely. Hijackers had switched off the tracking system, but worse awaited. A monstrous typhoon swallowed the plane's path. The pilots fought with every ounce of strength, but nature was merciless. For 2 long hours, the aircraft was tossed like a toy by winds stronger than steel. Then, disaster struck. The first engine failed. Moments later, the second engine died. The jet became a burning comet, plummeting toward the sea. But in those final moments, courage sparked. Some passengers fought back, overpowering the hijackers. Through a shattered door, they hurled themselves into the freezing Pacific, gambling with death itself. Seconds later, the jet slammed into the waves with a deafening roar. Fire and metal vanished beneath the sea. Against all odds, 60 people survived, but they were stranded in the deadliest waters on Earth. By sheer luck, just 100 meters away, a jagged rock rose above the waves, a fragile hope in a vast ocean. Soaked, trembling, and terrified, they clung to each other in silence. No food, no water, no rescue. Then, a discovery. One man had managed to keep a pair of binoculars. He scanned the horizon desperately, and there it was, a shadow in the distance, an island, half a kilometer away. Those who could swim leapt once more into the ocean, defying sharks and crashing waves. After hours of struggle, only a handful reached the beach alive but broken. They refused to abandon the others. With trembling hands, they built a fragile raft to save those still stranded on the rock. Trip by trip, against waves that threatened to swallow them whole, they rescued every last soul. 60 people now stood together on a deserted island. Their true battle had only begun. The island was no paradise, just sand, sparse coconuts, and silence. Despair crushed them. Some wept, some screamed, some simply stared into nothingness. Then one man stepped forward, a teacher named David. His voice cut through the despair.
If we panic, we die. If we unite, we live.
A brave youth climbed high, bringing down coconuts, the first taste of survival. Rainwater collected in stone crevices became their lifeline. They split into teams, some for food, some for shelter, some for the injured. The toughest task, fishing. Hours passed before they speared their first tiny catch. That night, one small fish was shared among 60 people, a meal of hope, not hunger. They carved a desperate cry into the earth, help big enough for the skies to see. One day, a plane passed overhead. They screamed, lit fires, prayed, but the plane kept flying. Hope crushed again. Weeks turned into months. Hunger, thirst, and sickness claimed lives. 10 souls were lost to the island. Meanwhile, the world declared them dead. Their families mourned, their names carved in stone. But 50 still lived unseen, unheard, fighting for every breath on forgotten sands. Then, life emerged. 2 years later, a healthy baby girl was born. Her cry shattered the silence of despair. She was more than a child. She was proof life could bloom even in hell. Years passed. They learned to build, to farm, to fish. Survival became life. A school was born. Children who had never seen the outside world learned about it from memory and sand drawings. They marked the crash anniversary each year not as tragedy, but as survival day. In a decade, 5 more children were born, yet 7 more adults were lost to illness and accidents. Time and time again, aircraft passed above, and each time hope rose and was crushed again. 13 years passed. Children had become teenagers. For them, this island was the only world they knew. Then one morning, a sound none had heard in 13 years, a ship's horn echoing across the sea. They screamed, waved, lit fires, and this time the ship stopped. They had been seen. 48 souls returned to a world that had buried them. Their story, preserved in a diary, became a legend of human resilience. A reminder that even in the darkest abyss, the will to live burns brighter than death. If you found this video interesting, share your thoughts in the comments and tell me which true story you'd like to see next. I work hard to bring you original, well-researched content.